Let's talk about people pleasing in the parent-child dynamic and why it's so harmful. I'm Rathia Lee. I make videos about non-coercive collaborative parenting. If you want to know more, I have lots of videos here on YouTube, and I also have a podcast. People talk about people pleasing all the time and how it's really a negative thing. It's now a word everybody throws around, and it seems to indicate a pattern in the self where we give ourselves up for other people, or for success, or for accolades, or approval, or all kinds of things. Safety, sometimes we people please for safety. So why is it so challenging and harmful in the parent-child dynamic? Let's start with parents. Let's talk about us first. Do you remember when you were a kid and you had to perform in so many different ways in order to get the love and the care and your basic needs met from your parent or caregiver? Something I remember is that I wasn't allowed to get angry, that my parents really found it to be disrespectful. And when I got angry, I was sent to my room and they would say, when you're ready to be happy, you can come out of your room. So I had to go to my room and try to stuff it all down and decide when I was going to be happy and come out and be like, I'm happy now. And they conditioned me, of course, to get rid of my anger, which I have spent 30 years in therapy trying to get back. And then also it comes out in all the sideways ways. It's very, very unhealthy to stuff your anger your whole life. That's just one tiny little example of what happens when love is conditional. Right? And we are taught in so many platforms, in so many ways from all the parenting experts that we just need to control more, that we need to punish better, that we need to be more clear in our conditional love. We have to say, look, these are the boundaries and these are the limits. And if you go out of them, you're not going to get my love and approval, right? Where we're taught that we just need to do it better and then our children will be more of the people that we want them to be. And I remember as a kid, having to make the choice between my parents' love and approval and myself, my authentic expression of self. I had to decide which was more important, and the choice felt life-threatening, which it does to so many children, because actually our survival is tied into pleasing our parents, right? They have all the power. Our parents had all the power. We needed to please them in order to survive. So in a way, all adults are people pleasers. There's just a range of how toxic it can get. So, it can be covert, caring for your parents and seem really loving and polite. And it could be deep pushback as a teenager and fighting back against having to please your parents and everything in between. It becomes a whole dance of conditional love. And this work, this philosophy, non-coercive collaborative parenting, is about taking the power dynamic out of the relationship so that it becomes an authentic relationship. And so that you facilitate your child to be who they actually are and not have to choose you instead. And how do we know as parents when we want our child to be a certain way? How do we know if it's coming from our own frozen needs, our needs that didn't get met? Like, for example, if we didn't get paid attention to by our parent and now we force our child to pay attention to us, but it's deeply unconscious. We force them to give us the attention we never got. You know that parents are doing this all over the place. We know that it happened to us, right? And so the child has to put away their own desire to say, I don't want to pay attention to you. And they have to force themselves to become a caretaker of their parent and suppress all kinds of natural responses to what feels like being oppressed and controlled, which feels terrible. No one wants to be controlled. It's a terrible feeling. And I keep toggling between how we treat our children and how we were treated as children, because I want you to have empathy for how incredibly challenging it is to have to work that hard for your parent. It's so painful and damages the relationship. I'm sure most of you have had that experience. Some people become brilliant at it. I was the best people pleaser. I was amazing at it. I learned to be psychically meet people's needs before they even said it. I could walk into a room and tell you what people wanted from me, and I could go around and do it. I was brilliant at it, and I absolutely gave myself up. And my parents, for me, it was my parents. For you, it could be your teachers, your peers. My parents conditioned me to abandon myself. And then I've had to spend my whole adult life trying to get myself back. And we don't want our children to have to work that hard. You know, we don't want them to have to do that same process. It's not fair. They need their energy to be who they are. They need their life force to express their real needs, what they really want to do, how they really want to say it, how they really want to act. To take your power off of that, to take your conditional love off of your kids, you have to have a rigorous process to examine where your need for control, power, punishment, consequences are coming from. And this is a years-long process. So just to, in a humorous way, highlight how bad caretaking and people-pleasing can get between parent and child. And in this video, the parent is very overtly saying, my child should take care of me. But in most relationships, it's very covert. The parent makes the child take care of them emotionally, physically, in whatever way, but it's like it's not said out loud. It's like a secret that goes on for years and years and years until the child has completely augmented their entire personality, their choices in life for the parent's benefit, and they've lost something essential. So here's a video about it. Watch me watch this video.
My kid is cute. When he's asleep, he's such a little shit, you know? He's always trying to get more and have me clean up more and be louder, and it's never enough for him. He's got to climb all over everything. I feel like he's my boss. That sounds hard. It sounds like you feel like he's got the power. He does have the power. He's got me running errands for him. He's got me cleaning his clothes. He's got me wiping his ass. Are you kidding? Right. But, you know, we signed up for this, didn't we? As parents, we said we were going to take care of these little wacky humans. No. I had a kid because I want someone to take care of me. When's that going to happen, right? Come on. Okay.
Sometimes I end my videos with, okay, because I know I can't convince the person to change. I'm like, okay. So what is the antidote to conditionally loving our children and forcing them to become people pleasers? The antidote is having a rigorous practice of self-examination and accountability as a parent. And even though that sounds very highfalutin, it will give you what you really want, which is closeness with your child. And it's an opportunity for you to heal your unhealed material. Your child is going to bring you right to your unhealed material. And you're either going to say yes to it and get help for it, or do your inner work however you do it, or you're not, and then you're going to control your child. Those are some of the choices. And it's easy to pass down people pleasing. It's so easy because it's in your body, it's in your system. All my videos are about interrupting that process. So if you're interested, go down the rabbit hole, listen to my podcast, watch my longer videos because I really get into it. Thanks for listening. Let's do a breath together. Take a breath in and out. Drop into your body. Set your intention. Okay, thanks for being here.
She's my wild storm child and